You just moved into the UK, you're happy, your family is happy, everyone is happy that you've just grabbed that opportunity that you've been wanting. So your properties back home to raise money to move over with your family and all sorts of that. Only for you to receive sack letter weeks into your job. What would you do? Stay back. In this video, I'll be telling us what to do when you face such incidents, how to go about it to make sure that you remain in the UK legally. Stay with us. The healthcare assistant, the carers route visa that most of us have been using to come over to the UK. I've helped so many people, so many families to come over to the UK and be working, which is very, very fantastic. Congratulations to those of us that are already in the UK working, those of us still in the process. However, some of us may not have been so lucky as others. A couple of people must have come over and they met what they never expected. In this video, I'll be giving one or two examples of people. These are life events, life examples of people that came over to the UK and just a few weeks to starting the job, they received a sack letter. It's very devastating. It's so I don't know how to describe it. But then that is not the end of the world. Of course, that's not the end of the world. UK is not the final. It's not. I mean, UK is not your life. However, I know most of us wouldn't like to go back to where they were coming from, or where they are coming from, because if it were better there, we wouldn't want to leave. So, first and foremost, what you need to know about job offers, about your job, is make sure before you sign any contract, make sure you read and understand the contract very, very well. If you feel it's not just to, at the end of the day, I will still sign up. At the end of the day, I will still sign it, whether it favors me or favors the employer. It's better you have a little more patience and look for another job, or just leave the job. I mean, leave that particular job. It's not just one job out there. If you are so if you find it difficult to read the contract, or you don't understand the contract, you can give it to a lawyer or someone else that understands it better. Now, there are some cases, there are some people that have signed contracts that they are suffering now. It's so difficult for them to cope, but then they are just in their, let's keep doing it, let's survive, let's keep doing it. And then it's telling on you physically, it's telling on you emotionally, it's telling on your health. And this is just because of what you just signed. And you signed it, it's you that signed it. Now I have a guy that came over. I might not be using the exact gender, I might not be using the exact names in case I call names, just to give examples, okay? So I have this guy that came over to the UK. One of the things he signed in his contract is that he knows how to drive. So he's going to, I don't know if you've maybe I'll talk about it later. I mean, there are different types of carers. Some people that offer care, domiciliary, go to the homes of the people you're going to provide care for. There are people that work in care homes. That's more like a hospital. You work in a hospital proper. You work in that facility. There are some people that you have to move from home to home. And in the UK, because of the timeliness of this thing, you need to, if you have to go to this person's house by 9 a.m. and maybe give the person coffee or make breakfast for the person, or give the person the prescribed drug and medications already. You need to be there at that particular time. And so sometimes you might not rely on transport system, the buses, the taxis. I mean, taxis will cost you more. So you might need to be mobile. Now, because you are coming over to the UK, your employer, part of the contract, expects you to know how to drive, and then probably put it in the contracts. Then you say, yes, I know how to drive, but in the day, also I've been driving here, and and all that. Of course, you can come over and start driving, it's driving, but then there are so many things attached to that. And only for you to come over to UK, and then 1 week, 2 weeks, of course, they will give you some, maybe 1 or 2 weeks. Some people might not be that lenient to give you some time, so they will just give you car keys, or ask you to get your own car, you know. Then you open your mouth and say you don't know how to drive. It's a criminal act, to be honest, because you accepted that you knew how to drive, and these people invested. Sometimes they might be the one that sponsored you, pay for your visa, paid for your flight and all that. Even if you are the person that did that, sponsored yourself, you've already deceived them to employ you, saying that you know how to do this, whereas you don't know how to do that. And the person got sacked. Another person, she's a nurse. She came over to the UK. She was working, but it happened that she was heavily pregnant, and the employer was not having it, because during their discussion, the story is not so clear, but the long and short of the whole thing is that she was sacked, because the employer has already looked at the whole thing. You are going to put to bed in less than a month. If not even worked up to a month in this company, you're already going on maternity leave. So they can't cope with that. They are they are not just happy with that, and they sacked her. And there are so many of them. So many of all this. Some are students as well. I'll give an example of a student. A student, a student missed, what's it called, has an outstanding result. And then from the time the result is going to come out, because this student had to retake the exam, before the results, from the time the results will be out, and the time this student's visa will expire. If the visa will expire before the result, and sometimes some schools will not be so lenient or so supportive with you to apply to the home office for extension, or stuff like that. They will just be like, you're on your own. Automatically, you are going to leave the UK once your visa expires. So what are you going to do? What you're going to do is very simple. First of all, you need to get yourself together. Yes, you need to just get yourself together. Yes, it has happened. If this one is not, you no need going to cry. Don't even think of it, because they might call the police on you, and then the case will start. So get yourself together. Pull yourself together. You are not deported. You just lost your job. Yes, of course, it takes some months because your employer will have to report back to the home office that this, and it takes some time for them to write to you that you have this so time to leave the country, unless you are something else keeps you back legally. So between this time, let's give it 3 months. You need to start looking for another job. The good news is that you already have a resident permit at the time. Okay. Now it's because you're already in the UK. That's an advantage. Okay. And there are so many homes that don't require you to drive. There are so many homes that don't care if you are pregnant or not. There are so many hospitals that have different conditions for you to work with them. So many of them, you don't need to. The only thing, you just have to open your mind. Don't say, I want to be in London, I must be in London. My friends are staying in Birmingham, I want to be in Birmingham. I have close relatives in Coventry. This time around, you don't have option. No. You just have to go anywhere. So you just need to start applying. Okay? Because you're already in the UK, start applying to jobs to as many companies as possible. They are going to take you. Nobody is asking you, oh, because they sacked you. No, they are even happy because it's going to take them less time. They are going to spend less money. So every they have is your advantage, is the advantage at the same time. Okay, and these people, these examples that I already gave earlier, and they looked for jobs. Okay, and they looked for job, they got the job, signed new contracts with these companies. Now this time around, they had to go through the contract very, very well. They read through it, understood everything. If you don't understand your contract, if you are confused, the good thing about most companies, most hospitals here in the UK is you can call them and ask them, please, this article, this third article, I don't understand it. Can you please explain it for me? If you don't feel comfortable asking them, ask someone else that knows better. Speak to a lawyer, forward it to a lawyer anywhere. It's a document, forward it to them, and they will read and explain to you, and then there you are. Then that at that point they will give you your COS, and once you have COS, which means a company is sponsoring you, it's legal. Now, even if you receive a letter from Home Office, before you even, of course, once they give you the COS, they will send a letter to them and say that, tell them that they're employing this person, because that's the process. So you are going to be in the UK legally just because you've gotten a job. So that is it, my people. So once you get that job and start, it doesn't matter your start date, as long as you have the COS, you have your COS. Now the next thing about, if you are a student and you face similar situation of as the example I gave earlier, the same thing applies to you, because you are already through with your education. You are just waiting for your results, and there is possibility that you might not be given the 2 years post-study visa, because technically you haven't gotten your results, so you've not finished your school. Okay, now, but you finish your exams, you can apply for jobs as well. Don't say that, hey, I've not gotten my result, they will not give me this, they will not. Apply for job. Explain your circumstance to them. Explain to them that this is the date my results will be out. Many people, many students, whether they're in the professional field or field that are not considered professional, regardless of when their results will be out, most people got their jobs even before their final results were out. So you too can apply for jobs and get it. And at the end of the day, you have yourself to be happy for, So thank you for watching this video. Share these videos to your friends. Share it to everyone that you love, people that you think that are already in the UK. Maybe there are students that are in similar situation, that are struggling, people that are still coming, so they know what they're signing, they are aware of what they're doing. Share it to them, and don't forget to like this video so that it gets to many people get to see it, and subscribe to our channel as well. Thank you so much. I love you guys. Peace out.